Hey, what's up everybody? Justin with AmericanTrucks.com here, and welcome to yet another installment of our customer build series. Of course, this series is where we spotlight and talk to different truck owners from all over this great country about their modifications on their rigs and maybe give you some ideas for that truck at home. Today, really happy to be talking to Mike from Massachusetts about his 2013 EcoBoost F-150. Mike's got a very clean build. I'm a big fan of what he's done to his rig. And he's got one modification in particular that I'm very intrigued about and excited to learn more about right now. Guys, you should know the deal. If you want to learn more about Mike's build, check out his build page back at AmericanTrucks.com. Or if you want to, if you're watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and click on that link below. Let's holler at Mike. How you doing?
Not too bad.
All right.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you as well, man.
See a lot of your videos of installation. It's very helpful.
Well, I do appreciate it. No, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today about your truck, again, the 2013. Let's talk about the truck, man, some of your modifications. Obviously, you got a lot going on, but let's start up front because you have a couple of my favorite mods, including the Red Rock 4x4, the tubular front bumper with a light bar, and the Raptor style grille. How do you like the Red Rock bumpers?
I like them. The reason why I got the Red Rock front bumper is the sides of the bumper, it kind of sticks out a little bit. And you know how I have the bumper overlaps a little bit as well. So the flare sits right on top of the front bumper and it makes it look more smooth and it looks great. The rear bumper, I matched it up with the front one by adding a few LED lights.
And Mike, it looks like you actually painted those too, right?
Yes, the front one I painted to the factory paint color. The rear one, I left it the way it is. I painted most of my parts, you know, such as the front grille, the flares themselves.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I was just gonna say about the color match of the flares, but also that front grille, because I mean that's kind of a tough color to match the way it comes, kind of that gray color. Like that's how the Raptor comes, but like on your truck, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I spray painted that as well.
It looks really tough up front, and you did the light bar. You got all kinds of lights going on, including those really nice Morimoto XBs. How you liking those things?
I love those. As soon as I saw the commercial of them, how they work, and the sequential turn signals, I love that.
And you got that little like sequence when you unlock the truck, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
So every time I get out of my truck, I always look back and lock it up.
That's how you know you made the right choice if you can't stop looking at it, right?
They're great. They're very bright. During the daytime, daytime lights, the daylights, they're very bright. You see them, you see the outline very well.
Now, as far as at night, like with those projectors, I mean, have you noticed just like a huge improvement at night?
Of course. My LED bar, when I turn on my LED bar at night, it doesn't make a huge difference with those HB lights on.
Really?
They're bright.
Wow. That's impressive, man, because I know like somebody has a light bar in their truck, usually you throw that thing on and it's like blinding, but the fact that your headlights are doing that, that's impressive.
The headlights are doing its job.
Nice, dude, good stuff. Well, let's move into the engine because I saw your AFE Stage 2. We also know you have a big 4-inch exhaust in the truck. But more importantly, you have that MPT tune. How you liking that?
I like it. I researched quite a bit on the tuners, and going off of reviews, MPT was my choice. I mean, definitely a great upgrade. Comes with the 3 tunes already in the tuner. 93 octane definitely adds some ponies.
See, that's just it. With those turbocharged trucks, man, 90, like you're doing a disservice by running 87. You know, it's not really helping it out.
Also, the big thing I noticed was the transmission shifting a lot smoother.
We also have the oil separator in there. I mean, I'm probably the biggest fanboy of oil separators on the EcoBoost trucks in the world, and I mean, they do their job, you know?
I became one of the biggest fans on that one too. I cleaned it out actually today. I did my oil change and I cleaned it out today, and on the picture it shows the things that it collects. It's
crazy, right? But that gets pumped back into your engine. It's hard to believe.
No, I know. I wish I'd done it earlier. I wish I'd done it earlier.
But no, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it's actually doing its job on your truck. And I attest, man, on my Raptor, I dump that thing out every few thousand miles, and it's like, it's gross. Hey, if you guys want to see more of Mike's truck, including a complete breakdown of all of his modifications, check out his build page back on the site or if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and click on that link below. Let's talk stance, because I love the truck stance. Obviously you have the flares, we talked about them, but you're filling those flares out, which I love, because not everybody does that. You know, sometimes you put flares on and it'll have like a stock offset and it just looks goofy. You filled those things out.
Yeah, those tires, they're the 12.5 inch, they're wide, but the tires themselves, they're about 13.5. They just stick out just a bit, just enough for me to pass Massachusetts inspection.
What's up with those wheels? They're XD wheels?
XD wheels, yeah, and I was researching on these, on tires, and I came across these Nitos. I'm not going back to any other tire. These Nitos, as soon as I got them on, the ride is just totally different.
Really? That noticeable, huh?
Smoother. Oh, big time. It's a lot stiffer, and it's quiet. Super quiet ride. Super quiet ride.
Yeah, I have a trail grappler from Nitto on my truck now, and I loved them, but my next tire is definitely going to be the Ridge grappler that you got, because
they look aggressive, and they're quiet. They're very good.
Well, you just sold me again, not that I needed any more help. And to make room for those things, you got kind of a combination of a level and some rear shocks, right? You have a 3-inch level up front?
Yeah, 3-inch leveling kit up front, and like an inch and a quarter maybe in the rear.
3-inch level up front, the icons in the rear. You're gonna plan on mixing up those or switching out those fronts for the icons as well, right?
Of course. I had, it's a rough country kit, leveling kit. It's all right for the price, but icons, you can't beat it. I switched over to icons, and you notice the big difference. The rear doesn't jump around when you're hitting a bump. It's much stiffer ride. It's a great shot. So I'm switching over to icons in the front for the front.
We're big fans of Icon here, man. They make a great product for sure. But Mike, moving on to probably the thing I wanted to ask you about the most, and that's your cap and cap lift system. Now, I'm a pretty big truck guy, but I haven't seen too many of those, man. Tell me what's going on with that.
I get a lot of compliments on that. One time I went to the warehouse to pick up an appliance. The lady from the store, she's like, "Oh, how are you gonna fit that in? I have to stand up." So I lifted. She's like, "Oh, I've never seen that." Great feature for the truck. It lifts up the cap 18 inches high. I drive up my quad right in there. It's a great feature, and you can drive with the cap lifted.
So you drive your quad right in there, and you can drive to like your riding spot with it lifted like that?
Of course, yep.
Wow.
Yep, and it's not, the cap is not shaking during the ride. It's the easy topper lift. It makes your truck stand out, and when you're driving with the lifted cap on the road.
What about future modifications, Mike? I know we talked maybe about the front suspension, but anything else maybe?
Yeah, the front suspension is my big one. I mean, the sky's the limit. I always shop around for ideas online. I go on the AmericanTrucks.com. I always look for new parts, just new ideas. I am looking into the underseat storage for my truck and the truck bed accessories for the caps, for some storage. So it's mostly storage upgrades that I'm looking into.
You know, I like how the bumpers match. I love the grille that you color matched it. I love those headlights, and obviously that truck lift or the bed lift is just next level, man. Dude, thank you so much for taking the time to talk today, man. I appreciate it, Mike.
Appreciate it. It was nice meeting you.
You too, sir. Be safe, all right?
Hey, you too.
Well, there you go, guys. That was Mike and his really well done 2013 black EcoBoost F-150. I'm a big fan of what Mike's done with his rig, man. Love the color matching of the bumper, the grille, the fender flares. Love those Morimoto XBs. Yes, I know they're a lot of money, but from the sound of it, they really work well for Mike and his truck. But maybe most importantly, that cap lift system, that is awesome. And it sounds like it really works well for Mike and his needs with his F-150. Guys, again, if you want a complete breakdown of Mike's mod list for his F-150, check out his build page back at AT, or if you're watching this on YouTube, click on that link below in the description. I'm Justin, thanks for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.